Welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. Pardon my nails. I had fake ones on over this yesterday for Valentine's Day, and it kind of ripped off the polish, and I haven't fixed it yet because I've been busy. So I decided to go ahead, since I did the Deck Crush by Lisa Pepez, Danny from Danny Mystic, Marlena Teresa, and Don Michelle Tarot. Collab video, Deck Crush, hashtag Deck Crush. I did all tarot. I decided to go ahead and do another one, even though it's the day after Valentine's Day, and this was kind of a Valentine's Day thing. Then I would go ahead and do an Oracle version of this. Now, mind you, I thought, I have maybe a third of the amount of decks I have in Oracle that I do in tarot. However, every single deck that I have in my Oracle are very spiritual to me. I've had beautiful times with almost all of them. So when I went to do this, I'm like, I don't have it as many. It'll be easier to decide. It was horrible. I'm like, why did I decide to do this? Because it was so hard to choose. And I could tell you right now, it could change tomorrow. But I really thought about it hard and thought about what decks in this moment, and I literally sat there looking at all of them, what Oracle decks in this moment go through these prompts. So there's 8 prompts, and I did do a 9th one in the first video, which I will do again in this video. Just because I had so many, I'm like, I want to show them all, but I can't. So here we are. So for the question 1 is the Fling, a deck with which you had a short period of wild times. And I will say, I did have a short period of wild times with this deck. It is In Dreams Oracle Deck and Guidebook by Boris Endicroft. It is a U.S. Games publication. It is a stunning, stunning deck. I got it for Dreams. The reason I even bought it is, look at those backs. It's stunning. It's a very upscale, elegant looking deck to me. I got it because of a dream. I had a dream that I was in Russia, and I was in some antique store. There was another deck there. I've told you guys this story many times. It was the Druidcraft Tarot. I didn't buy it, and then I had the dream again, and it was being sold, and I'm like, I must need this deck then. So I go to my local metaphysical shop, and I just knew I was in Russia in both dreams, in the same antique store somewhere in Russia. I get to my local metaphysical shop, and I'm like, if it's still here, I'll buy the Druidcraft. I get there. She sold out. However, it is her favorite deck. It's the deck she learned on. And just that morning, she had found it in a lost drawer somewhere that she'd forgotten about for years. And I'm like, well, maybe that's why I had this dream. And I look over, and there was this deck. And I'm like, I've seen this deck before. Never thought about it. And then I thought about the dream, and I'm like, well, maybe that was all leading me to this deck. It's stunning. It's gorgeous because it's by a Russian creator. So I bought it home, had some crazy dream stuff with it again. And I haven't touched it since. I will I don't give away my decks or get rid of my decks. So I probably will work with it again at some point. But just how okay. Sorry, my husband, I swear people know exactly when I'm starting to try to film every time. But yeah, that was my deck that I had, Fling, some pretty wild times, and even how I got it and acquired it. It was crazy. So that was prompt 1. Prompt 2 is Puppy Love, a deck with which you were infatuated but couldn't make a long-term commitment. And that is my Greek mythology reading cards, published by Findhorn Press. I adore this deck, and again, it's kind of like what I described in the tarot of doing this. It's that first innocent attraction. It's innocent, it's childlike, but there's more of an adult um, theme to it because it's those first adult stirrings of sexuality, kind of in puppy love, and but it's still got this innocence to it, and that's how I feel about this deck. This was the second Oracle deck I ever bought. It was the third deck I ever bought ever. Um, I bought it because I feel like in a past life I was from Greece at some point. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the history of it. I've never even eaten Greek food, but I want to. I want to know and immerse everything in Greek mythology, Greek history. The same with Italian. I swear, if I come across somebody that says, "Hey, you were from here in a past life," I would not shy away from that. I'd be like, "Oh, totally makes sense." And these cards are stunning, and I don't hardly use them anymore. But I did use them when I first got them. I actually did my first birthday spread when I first started my spiritual journey, and it came up very cool. And then I really haven't used it. It's more like an art deck to me. I have these beautiful Greek mythology pieces of art, and that's how I see it. So that is my puppy love deck. Number 3. Friends with Benefits, a deck you care about, but sometimes get extremely passionate for. And this went back and forth between this and another deck I'm going to show you. But this is the Oracle of Echoes, the second edition. I have both. This is by Anatorium. Love, love, love anything she has. This deck is stunning. I don't really use this one. I use the crap out of the first edition. This one, I don't know why, but I feel like it's more precious, and I don't use it as often as I did the first one. The first one, I didn't care. I was just using it all the time. It was all these insights, and maybe that's what it is. I've exhausted myself on the first edition, learning all the things I needed to learn, but this is one of my top decks. It's never going anywhere. It's amazing. It's stunning. It's what made me fall in love with her artwork is the first edition. And then when the second edition came out, I was like, do I need 10 extra cards? And then I saw the 10 extra cards on her Instagram. I'm like, yes, I do. This is the first card I ever pulled from these either deck. And it just spoke volumes because I've been getting this message since I started my spiritual journey. Let go of toxicity, let go of people, let go of things that no longer feed my soul. And this card it literally kind of set the tone for the rest of my practice. And it's just stunning. And that's all I can say. So that was the Oracle of Echoes for my passionate deck, the Friends with Benefits. Number 4, Love at First Sight. And we have, I don't know why they just went off. Hold on. My music went away. Number 4, if you've been watching my channel in the last year, you would know the answer to that is the Woodland Wardens. It is by Andrews McMeel Publishing. I immediately bought this. Kind of papery thin. I love the backs. I bought this deck specifically for my, what you call it? Oh my God. My Oak Ash and Thorn. And then one day it said, hey, why don't you use that with your soul? I heard a voice say, hey, why don't you use that with your soul cats? And then I couldn't put them down for like 2 months, 2.5 months more. Like, they were amazing together. It blew my mind. That these simple, sweet, innocent little decks with animals and kitty cats just could have such an impact on me. It was so good, and I loved it. And I love them so hard. I love it. it's one of my top 10 decks ever. So, Oracle decks. So, look at the turtle. So cute. And then the mouse and Buttercup Innocence. That's kind of like the full card because it is 0. That's funny that was the last one that came up. But it is stunning. I love this deck. Love it hard. Okay. This was very hard, y'all. It may look like I just willing them out easy, but it was very hard. So number 5 is the One Night Stand, a deck you tried out but moved on from almost immediately. Sometimes you still think about that deck. And that is my Santa Muerta Oracle by Los Scarabero. The only reason I still think about this deck is because I have the Santa Muerta Tarot. And when I want to use the Santa Muerta Tarot, and it's a Ouija board on the backs, I pull out the stack. That's the only time I use it. I find it confusing, but like I've said before, with the Santa Muerta Tarot, it's like sometimes it's confusing, but in a purposeful way. This one seems to have no rhyme or reason to its absurdness. And I just can't. I can't. I don't know why. I love the Santa Muerta Tarot. I almost, to the point where I've almost given this away like 4 times. Because I just don't get some of the cards at all. And it's very few cards. So maybe that's why I tolerate it, because I use it with my Santa Muerta. Because there's nothing else I can use with my Santa Muerta Tarot. But yeah, that is the deck that I had a one night stand with. Kind of awkward now. We're kind of in this awkward stage now because it too knows it wasn't working out. It was never going to go anywhere. And yet we still looking at each other. So yeah, there's a reason clearly I'm holding on to it. So number 6, we were on a break, a deck you were separated from for any reason. The only reason I'm separated from this deck at any point in time is because I'm using something else. Because this is my probably number 2 deck ever. It is a deck for past lives. It is a deck for mediumship. It is a workhorse deck for me. And that is, and I have 2 Peggy bags, they're matching Peggy bags too, for the Micro Mini and the Mini. For the, drum roll please, if I can get this open on camera. Oh, I did it wrong. There we go. The Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. This is the bigger one, and then this is the Mini. I love this deck. I do need to take a break from it at times, because at times it gets crazy accurate and it freaks me out. I've said the story before with the Mini before I got this bigger one. I actually had the Journey of the Sacred Bee on its way to me, and last time I had checked, it was still like several states away, so I wasn't expecting it that day. And something said, hey, pull some cards from your Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle and see what it says. And I pulled the house card and the bee card. And I'm like, what? And I kept hearing a voice say that your bee is at home. And I went and checked the tracking, and it had just been delivered to my house. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So this deck is super, super, super crazy accurate. I really don't even need the book or the keywords with it, because it opens up all my other like psychic senses when I use this deck. And so I'm hearing voices, I'm seeing visuals, and that's why it's very intuitive deck, and which is why I use it for, that's weird, that was upside down, Wish, of course it is, why I use it specifically for mediumship work, because it's fantastic for that. And like I said, shout out to Peggy, my 2 Peggy bags. They fit perfectly in those. Perfectly. So that is my, we were on a break deck. Marriage material, a deck that has proven to you its value. And I have 3 decks because I just couldn't not. And I'm going to show them really quickly because I'm running out of time and I still got like 5 decks to show you. So, first one up is my mini Roots and Wings because it's stunning and I didn't feel right doing this tag without it. There are so many reasons why. This deck is so versatile. I use it with a lot of decks, a lot of tarot decks. And you guys have all seen that. So that's the Roots and Wings. Then we have, oh my gosh, Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle by Mandy Peterson. Yeah, there's no words. No words. I am very much a reader of past lives. The backs all have different things on them. Time frame, time of death, things like that. The artwork is stunning on it. On the front, I've had some crazy ass times with this deck already. And I just got this like October, maybe September, November. I don't know, one of them 3 months. I got this deck. And it's been a wild, crazy ride. I love it. The book, Chef's Kiss. It's so good. Yeah, it's, there are no words for that deck. And then lastly for this one, we have the Past Lives Oracle. This is the Doreen Virtue version, which this is the only version because it's an out of print deck. Had a huge story behind this. I could not show this. I could never be parted from this deck. This is the deck that was my Ungettable Get. Wound up getting it for $12, even though you can find it right now in certain places for like $900. Crazy. I'm like, I can't afford that. But this was my one deck I never thought I'd have. And then it was suddenly $12 on somebody's random Etsy page. And it has yielded some crazy, wild past life stuff as well. Amazing. It's totally worth having. And it's not gone back in the box correctly. Okay, so next is my Happily Ever After, Your True Love deck. That is my Sacred Rebels Oracle by Blue Angel. This is the deck that, talked about this complete. This is the reason I got this deck. The word wants to be written. It was at a time where I thought that I wasn't going to be a writer. I was like, why am I even trying this? And then I watched a pick a card and pulled that card. Not knowing it had words on the bottom. And every time I use this deck, I cry. It is one that opens up and it says, you know what? It's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to be vulnerable. And I love that about this deck. This is my number 1 deck ever. If I had to get rid of all the rest of these, which I would be so sad for, because they all are my heart, this would be the one I couldn't give up. Last one, prompt number 9. It's the one I made up. It's a prompt that went from a deck that went from a fling and went through all the prompts down to Happily Ever After. And that is my Victorian Oracle deck. I got on Make Playing Cards. I've been using it a lot lately, but I use it specifically for past lives. There are some cards that are landscape in here, which, yeah, they're still gorgeous. It's the only exception I have, exception like that I have, where I don't mind that it's both. But there's like 100 and something cards to this, and it's on Make Playing Cards still. Fantastic for mediumship readings. You guys just seen that in a video I just did recently. It's called the Victorian Oracle, and it is stunning. I love it. It yields some craziness when I read it with it. And when I first got it, I got it because of the artwork. Honestly, I'm like, I'll probably never use that. And then I started reading with it as for past lives, and I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And the more I use it, the more I was like, I love you. And I've been using it a lot lately with other decks just to see how it is as a regular Oracle deck, because I don't think I've ever used it as a regular Oracle deck. I've used it for mediumship stuff and past life stuff, but never just as a regular reading. So I've been using that this week as like my regular Oracle deck with my tarot. And I can't decide on the tarot. It's the first time ever I've been like confused on what tarot deck to read in the week. So every day I've been using a different deck. It's weird. But that is my video to all the girls. And it is the Oracle version of that video. So if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.